All right, Timmy, thank you for joining me. I'm Brandon Helwig. I cover UCF for Rivals.com. I guess the big news came out this afternoon, when you officially let it out that you're going to be a hometown hero. You're transferring to UCF, former Sanford Seminole quarterback. I guess, first of all, what's this week been like? You hit the transfer portal. Was it kind of like recruiting started all over again? What's kind of the process been like?
Yeah, it's been a good process. It's been a lot going on. I had, a lot of different college coaches, hit me up, asking what I'm going to do. And, I just been taking it, been doing pretty well with it, just handling it all.
As far as UCF, did they get in touch pretty quickly? Was it maybe a school you had maybe in the back of your mind when you hit the portal? How did that contact kind of get started?
Well, as soon as I hit the portal, they just, they been, they just contacted me, which was pretty, special because, I can't believe, my hometown, the college, hit me up, as soon as I hit the transfer portal. So, that was pretty exciting. It was kind of a blessing, really.
Yeah, so I mean, as far as UCF, I know when you were coming out of Seminole, it was a different coaching staff back then. I think it might have been reported you had an offer. I'm not sure if they continued to recruit you. What was that process like back then? Were you talking with UCF a lot, or did they kind of move on, or how did that work out?
Oh, y'all was talking to UCF. I did had an offer from UCF, and they was talking to me, showing interest. I think the offer went away. When the new coaching staff had came. Um, but I was really familiar with UCF. I was really into UCF. So yeah.
Was that kind of a strange recruitment? I was going back and reading some of the stuff. That was kind of right when COVID first started. And I know you were able to go to some junior days and take some visits, and then everything shut down. And I think you committed maybe in April after everything happened. Was that kind of weird that whole year not being able to take visits? And
Yeah, it was because I feel like I was rushed into committing. Seeing just all the rest of my peers in my class commit. My plan was to commit in during the season, and just early in the road to whatever school. But yeah, it was a weird process. The COVID. I say COVID messed a lot of things up. So I could have had probably lots of other offers. COVID.
yeah.
Wouldn't have played a role
Because
in
obviously
that.
you went on
So
to have a really great senior year. I mean, you already were a pretty good player before that. But with
yeah.
UCF, was that a school maybe you would have liked to go to out of high school? Were you kind of hoping maybe that staff would have recruited you a little bit more strongly, or?
Yeah, back then though, I had just had my decision made up. That I was going, to go to US. I was going to go to the other school, the USF, and yeah, I already had my decision made up. And I was really big on loyalty. I wasn't I just really wanted to flip on the school like that. So yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So let's get back to this week. You're in the portal. UCF reaches out. What were those first conversations like? Obviously, UCF and this staff, they're very familiar with you. They played against you
yeah.
last season. So were you guys talking on the phone? Did you come home to Sanford? Did you maybe swing by campus to kind of meet with the guys in person? How did that kind of work out?
You know, some of the players. So not some of the players, but some of my teammates from over there, was hitting me up as soon as I hit the transfer portal, and I was talking to some of the players, before that, and then just checking up on them, just seeing how they was doing. But the process went okay. It was pretty good. Damn.
So
It
who
was
was that? Who was that? Was that like Jordan Davis, Cam Moore? Who were
it
some
was
of
really Cam and the twins. Yeah,
the
those guys were
twins?
hitting me up
Okay,
like
gotcha.
yeah, those guys
Got
were hitting me up like crazy and telling me, man, you should come over here, man. We really want you, man. And I was like, shit, all right, let's go, let's get back to work.
So do you have are you pretty I mean obviously you guys are from Sanford, former teammates. Are you pretty close with those guys? Do you consider the twins and Cam and Jordan some of your better friends?
Yeah, I played football with those guys during high school. So, and I'm also familiar with Nakai Martinez. Nakai Martinez actually played on my little league team. So,
Okay.
um, just me having all those guys just around me, just knowing you know, how they go about things, how they work hard and stuff like that. I was like, maybe I should, join those guys and
Yeah.
play with those guys and bring back that chemistry we had.
Yeah, we've heard a lot about Nakai. Obviously, he's a freshman, but he's doing a lot of good things. Looks like he's gonna play as a true freshman. Yeah.
he's pretty good.
So what was
And
it
he
like
always
talk?
been.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Nakai always been like that. He's always been that good, that raw talent player. So
Yeah. Yeah. So what was it like talking to this coaching staff? Did you maybe was it maybe Coach David Gibbs? Was he recruiting you, or did you talk maybe with the quarterback coach Chip
it
Lindsey,
was
Gus
really
Malzahn, or
it was Coach Gibbs. He was talking to me. He was talking to me because he has a close relationship with the twins. So he was talking to me. Saying just showing me love. Really, that's all. That was being showed by UCF was just so much love just being showed, and the fact that I'm just back in my hometown. It's just really a true blessing.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
a true
So
blessing.
I'm sure at some point you started talking with Coach Malzahn and Coach Lindsey. Did they kind of talk to you about how they feel about you and what they like about your game and
Yeah,
how
they
you might
did.
fit into their offense, or what were those discussions like?
Yeah, they were. Those discussions were pretty good. They was really. They was really. Surprised. They was really not surprised, but they was just. You know, I don't know what the word. I can't think of the word for it, but it was just really. Then I can't think. I'm sorry, I can't think of the word for it. They was really
Yeah,
impressed. They was really impressed with my play from last year. The
yeah,
way
because
I.
I mean they saw you. I mean this isn't a guy that
Yeah,
they turned on the tape and watched it. They actually saw you on the same playing field
yeah.
last
So
year. So
those
were they
guys.
did they talk about that game? And I mean you pretty much. I mean you just needed one more play. You probably were gonna beat UCF. I mean did they kind of talk about that game at all?
Yeah, they did talk about that. Yeah, they did talk about that game. They was just impressed how I just was able to just just do everything. Just compete, not compete, but like just move the ball with my legs and be able to stand back there in the pocket and just throw at 2 minute drill. Actually, when the game was actually on the line, so they was just really impressed with my game and that's it. Yeah, they was really
Yeah.
impressed on
Like,
how I
do
handled
you
all that.
think you'd be a good fit in Gus Malzahn's offense? Did they kind of talk about that a little bit? It seems like
Yeah,
you're kind
I
of the mold of a quarterback that they like.
Yeah, I've done some research. I know they had, Cam Newton, Nate Marshall. So those guys, I kind of, resemble their play a little bit. I'm not as big as those guys, but I'm, you know, just athletic as those guys can throw the ball just as well as those guys.
Yeah, did Gus or anyone kind of compare you to anyone? I know you just mentioned, Nick Marshall, Cam Newton. Did they compare you to
Oh no,
anyone or
I wasn't being compared to those guys. I was just out of my own game. I don't really like too much being compared to
right?
different quarterbacks. Because I have my own style of play, just my own game that I like to just go by
Yeah.
really.
So how did things kind of become official with, I guess you officially committing and starting the process to enroll? Were you at campus yesterday? Did you kind of shake hands on it or what was that what was that moment like?
Yeah, I went to campus yesterday. I did go to campus yesterday, and I was they was just showing me around, the school, the facilities, and stuff like that, which was pretty exciting. I was surprised of how big the school was. Actually, I was really shocked. I was really shocked, how big the school was. So, because I've never really been on the campus like
Yeah,
that.
I was about
I
to ask
haven't.
you. Like, I know you're local, but maybe when you were being recruited, everything was shut down. It was a dead period. So this was it really
Yeah,
like your first real visit of seeing the facilities and everything?
yeah. It was my first real visit. Obviously I seen the football field, but yeah, and I was just so shocked about everything. And I was just so this. I was like, this is a place I would consider being for the next 3 years. So.
So what? How did you kind of officially, tell Coach Gus and those guys that you wanted to kind of end everything and commit and enroll? Were you in his office? Did you tell him? Did you kind of shake hands on it? And like, do you kind of remember
No,
what
this
their
was
what their reaction was?
no, this was a phone call. I figured I had to make a decision fast. Because the thing, what I was trying to do was I was trying to enroll to a school by next Monday. Because
Right.
something I didn't want to do is I didn't want to sit out, be out of school for a whole year and wait till the end of the season to find a place to go. That's something I wasn't really trying to do.
Gotcha.
That's something I was trying to do. So I just decided, stay here. They gave me an opportunity to I'm a red shirt this year. I'm a red shirt this year, and just just work on my game, just learn the plays and the playbook. Really.
So I know you talked about the offense. You talked about knowing a lot of the guys on the team. Like, what else do you like about UCF? What stands out? I'm sure you had some other schools hitting you up when you hit the portal. What are some of the main reasons why you're excited now to be a Knight?
Um, to be honest with you, to be quite just honest with you, that stadium. the bounce house, that bounce house
You
is,
played in it. You've been on the
yeah,
other
it was,
side, but you've
yeah,
experienced it.
yeah, and it was really, I was just really just shocked. I was amazed by just the atmosphere and just like just I was just really amazed by the atmosphere. I was like, this is where I want to, play at. This is, I like this place. So
Yeah. How does your family feel about everything? You weren't too far away before, but it'll be a little bit more convenient
yeah,
for
a little
them
bit
to hit up
closer,
the
yeah.
games and stuff.
Oh, they
Yeah.
feel pretty good. They feel good about my decision. They understand where I was coming from, and yeah, they just glad I'm back home.
Yeah. I mean, how excited are you about, UCF's kind of moving up a level, Power Five, joining the Big 12 next year? Are you excited about that as well?
Yes, I'm really excited about that. I've always, dreamed of playing at a Power Five school, and the fact that I'm able to do it here in my hometown, that's just really a huge blessing.
Yeah.
Just a big blessing for me.
Speaking of hometown, I'm sure you paid attention a little bit to obviously when Gus Malzahn got to UCF last year, they really emphasized recruiting locally in Central Florida. They
Yeah,
call it hometown hero. You're just the
yeah,
latest one. You're the latest hometown hero. What
yeah,
is that cool for you? Is that are you proud to be a hometown hero?
yeah. I am to be and another reason why I am proud to be a hometown hero because I feel like just being known in the area, I can do a lot around the community with Sanford, Orlando. Just the communities that took me in, such as Apopka. I can do a lot of stuff around those areas. So I'm just kind of glad that I'm able to just be back home and just you know do good things in the
Yeah.
community.
So how excited were guys like Cam and Jordan Davis, the twins and the Kai? I guess
Well,
when you
those guys,
told those guys you were definitely coming, what was their reaction?
well, those guys were begging me to come. Those guys were begging me to come, and at first I was like, you know what, nah, I want to be, just I want to try some different things, but I was like, man, I'm gonna go back home and go play. I'm just gonna go back home and go play with those guys.
What do you think you learned your first season of playing college football? Obviously, you were coming off a great high school career, and you jumped in and played right away. I think by the third game, you were the starting quarterback. So, what was that experience like for you? Just kind of getting thrown into it and kind of learning on the fly.
It was a good experience. I'm kind of glad that happened because I learned so much just about just the game of just period, just the game of football and just how it's just played. There's certain things that you can't do in high. There's certain things that you can't do on a college level that you could do in the high school level. So I feel like that's just just me just learning the game is what really just I was just so I was able to progress. I was just able to progress throughout the season, and just me just keep on learning and keep on learning. I know I have some mistakes here and there, but I've learned from those mistakes, and
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm just ready.
Yeah. So what's obviously you kind of alluded to it earlier. The plan you're going to redshirt this year. What's kind of the plan here for the next few months? You're going to enroll at UCF. I take it next week and start classes. Are you going to be
Hmm.
going to practice pretty soon? Are you just going to start to pick up the offense as quickly as you can and kind of do what you can to get ready this fall? So by next spring, you'll be in the middle of that quarterback competition.
Yeah, I do plan on redshirting this year. The plan is, I'm gonna be on the scout team. Making trying to get the defense better, giving them a good look for against other teams and stuff like that. And I'm to be honest with you, I'm completely fine with that. Just getting those guys better and just just getting those guys better and just getting them ready, just to be able to play. And yeah, man, I'm just totally fine with being a team player. Yeah.
Yeah. I was reading your bio earlier and it say your favorite quarterback is Bart Starr.
Yeah,
Is
I have a
that
lot.
right?
Yeah, I have a lot of fair. I have a lot of fair quarterbacks. One of my quarterbacks that I play like that I can say is probably well, at least I try to play like is Johnny Manziel.
Okay.
Johnny Manziel is one of my top quarterbacks that I really like to look at and just study and yeah.
Okay, wait, like what do you like about his game? Obviously, I'm sure you're referring to his Texas A&M days, the way he would
Yeah,
improvise and kind of
yeah,
elude the
just
rush and
you
make
know,
a play. Is that kind of what you like about him?
yeah, like I just try to see what he does and just try to see what he sees on the field and how he just just makes guys miss. When he's in the pocket and when he's out of the pocket, and it's just I just try to put that in my game because I could throw I could throw the football, but being able to just make guys miss and just be able to improvise, I feel like that can take my game to a a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So
Where do you want to try to improve, this fall and this spring, getting ready to be in the mix for, potentially win a starting job going next year to UCF's first year in the Big 12? There's some parts of your game where maybe you can take this time to kind of improve on?
yeah, really just my IQ of the game. I just want to improve that, a lot better. So, I'm just probably gonna be, you know, probably be more in the film room a lot than I was, last year, my freshman year. I was in the film room my spring year too. But just staying in that film room really and just improving my IQ. That's something I want to get, you know, I want to get better. Just want to improve because when I have IQ and my athleticism and my talent, to throw the ball, that's going to be. I feel like that's going to be really really hard to stop.
Yeah, yeah. Probably should have asked you this earlier. How did you like Gus Malzahn? Just kind of maybe you talk with him on the phone, then you met him in person. How did you like kind of meeting him? What kind of relationship do you think you're going to have with him?
I think me and his relationship is going to be pretty good. I know he's about business, just like I'm about business. So it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty fun and exciting. Um, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Did you meet the other quarterbacks when you were on campus yesterday? Did you kind of get
Oh
acquainted
no,
with those guys?
I didn't meet those other quarterbacks, but I'm really looking forward to meeting them. I'm really looking forward to meeting those guys.
Okay. Last thing, like, have you kind of thought about your goals for the future? Obviously, you're coming in and getting right to work. You're going to be, on the scout team this fall. Obviously, like you
Hmm.
said, but next year when things really get going and you can compete and play, like, what do you want to accomplish in your UCF career?
Uh, the first Big 12 championship. That's the goal that I want to accomplish, and my own personal goal is winning the Heisman. So I'm gonna try to do everything in my power just to accomplish all of that by next year, and I'm gonna get ready this year so I'll be able to accomplish all of that next year.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, Timmy. Congratulations on your commitment to UCF, and thank you very much for the conversation. Okay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.